everyone, and welcome to another video of Introduction to Microsoft Excel for Beginners. Now in this video we'll be looking at hyperlinks. Alright, hyperlinks within a data, how we can insert them. So this is a basic or a general overview of today's lesson. We'll be looking at the introduction, benefits of using hyperlinks, forms of hyperlinks in Excel, and how to insert, edit or remove hyperlinks, as well as editing hyperlinks. When we talk of hyperlinks, we are referring to a clickable link, okay, that navigates us to a different location, a different file, or a different workbook. When it comes to the benefits of using hyperlinks, the first one is time efficiency. When we talk of time efficiency, hyperlinks help us navigate quickly within our data set or within our workbook in order to save time, right? So in situations where we have tons of sheets within a workbook, right, and we want to locate a specific sheet, right, hyperlinks is one tool that can help us do that very effectively. Now another benefit is it helps improve organization in the sense that it helps us connect related data or files seamlessly. All right, now it also helps us in professional presentation. Now in professional presentation, we can create an interface and user-friendly documents. Hyperlinks are also effective too when it comes to data visualizations, all right, where we can have, for example, a dashboard where we can just within a click locate a specific cell or a specific sheet within our workbook. When it comes to the various forms of hyperlinks, right, so we can create a link to an external website within our workbook, right. Then we can also create a link to another workbook or a file or a worksheet within the same workbook, right. And you can also link to a specific location in a workbook as well as a specific email address or an email address within our workbook. Now we will, with this lesson, we will be using the same data that we've been using previously. All right, so we'll go back there and see how we can insert all these links and also make good use of them. Now the next one we are looking at currently, we go straight to the practice aspect where we learn how to add, remove, or even edit hyperlinks. Okay, now in inserting hyperlinks, there are two ways that we can go about with it. First, we can use the hyperlink option, or we can use the hyperlink function. So here Excel has a hyperlink function that we can also use. Now moving to our practice data. Okay, so for example, we have this data over here, right, and let's assume we want to create links over here, links in this column A, so that we can easily locate, for example, the formatting data sheet or the sort by country data sheet, or let's say sort by date data sheet or sort by date and country data sheet. Okay, now what we do is we first using the insert option. We locate the cell that we want our hyperlink to be located. Then we right click in our cell, then we scroll down. From the pop-up menu we can see link over here, so a link will be over here. All right, then we can click on it to insert a link. Right now the insert link dialog box opens. Right now, are we linking to an existing file or web page, or are we placing it in a specific document, or are we creating a link to a new document or a link to an email address? All right, so in this instance we are creating a link to place in a document, right? So we want this link to take us directly to example 1. So to example 1, then the text to display, so we want it to display maybe illustration 1. Right, then we hit OK. Now you can see that a hyperlink has been created for us. So you can see immediately we put our cursor on it. All right, so we put our cursor on it, you can see that it's a link. All right, so you can right click on it and immediately it brings us to example 1 worksheet. Okay, now illustration 1, it brings us directly here. Now let's try and do same for the formatting data. All right, so I right click, then I locate link, and I select formatting data, right, and I change the text to display to okay. So let me just use the same name. So format data, formatting data, hit enter. Right, so you can see that that link is also created for us. Alright, so you can see immediately I hit on it, it takes me directly to this sheet. Okay. Alright, now you can also do same. Instead of right clicking, and you can use the control K. Right, control K to insert hyperlink. So for example, if I want to insert a hyperlink over here, I hold control K, then my insert hyperlink dialog box will be opened. Right, and I can go ahead and hit maybe I want to create a link to the sort by date and country, and I change the name to multi-level sorting. So multi-level sorting, I hit okay. Now you can see that immediately I hit on it, it takes me directly to the sheet. Now if we also want to create a link to an external web page or website, right, all we do is I hit control K, then okay, I want to play the link. So link to a place in this document, right? So what I want to do currently is to link it to a web page. So I'll choose the first one, so link to a web page, right, or a file. So I can link it to a file within this folder, Telegram desktop folder. So maybe I want to link it to my functions Excel file, right, and I hit OK. You can see that will be created. So with this one, immediately I hit on it, the function Excel file opens. Alright, so you can also see that. Then the next one we'll be looking at is inserting within a web page. So inserting a link to a web page. Alright, so here the web page I'll be using, so let me use Netflix. So maybe there's a link. Sorry. So there's a link to maybe Netflix. Alright, so let me try and open Netflix here. And I'll copy the URL into our data. Okay, so with the next one we'll be looking at is creating a link to, let's say, a web page. Alright, so what we do is I hold my control key and my insert hyperlink dialog box open. Then up here you can see link to existing web page, existing file or web page, right? Then I can click on it. Alright, so what I have to do is I have to enter the address and the text to display. Alright, so the text to display, maybe I want to, so with address, let me use Netflix. So Netflix. Alright, now I'll come to my web browser. So let me copy this.
I'm not sure. Why don't you ask the staff?
Excel. So Netflix address. Then let me paste it over here. Alright. And I hit OK. You can see that a link to Netflix has been created for me. Alright, so let me come here.
Yeah.
So immediately I hit on it. Right, so I put, and you can see that click once to follow. So I click on it and it takes me to my Chrome, right? And Netflix opens. So if you have any external web page you want to insert into your file, you can also do that by using a hyperlink. Also, we can create a link to a specific cell within a worksheet, a specific cell within a worksheet. So for example, in this data, okay, I want to create a link to this record. All right, so let me highlight it. So let me give it a color. Now I want to create a link to this. All right, to this record. Now I know that the record starts from cell B144, right? Now to be able to locate it easily, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it a new name. Right, I'll give it a new name. So for example, how do you call it? So 1031. All right, so you can see that it has been named appropriately. Now if I want to create a link to that row over here, so let me say this is a link to specific cell, right? So maybe that cell is name, let me give it a name, maybe good good records or something. So if I want to insert the hyperlink, I go to Control K. So Control K, and I come to a place in this document. Right now, with the place in it, you can, when we were just linking it to the sheets, all right, we just came down here with the cell references and we just choose the name of the sheet. Now here we've given our record a specific name, right? So under the define name, you can see that you see the specific name we give to a record over here. All right, immediately we hit on it, then we can change the text to display. Maybe I want it to display good record. So you can see that the link is created. So I can right click on it, it takes me straight to that record. Okay, so let's take note of that one also.